Welcome to The Life of Hair. My name is James Atkinson. Thank you for choosing to join into this particular episode. Now, in this particular episode, we're going to be looking at Kim That Cat and how she decided to bleach her hair by herself for the first time ever. Now, I haven't watched this through. I've just skipped along and seen little snippets. As always, I like to watch it for the first time with you guys. So a big thank you to Kim That Cat. Should be linked down in the description below. Go check out her videos. So let's see how she gets on bleaching her hair for the very first time.
Fix this. I got some hair color remover. Okay, I also got, yeah. And the hair color, okay, I can't read. This feels really disturbing. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go in, fuck the clips. I don't need these goddamn clips.
So first thing to note is that she's got colour remover and bleach. Now she has obviously got colour in her hair, but generally most colour removers are some kind of alkaline bleaching agent anyway. Someone has alluded to a product that's potentially not that, but I think it might be in the comments section from the previous video where they were talking about someone using colour remover on their hair. Colour removers, generally speaking, are just alkalized or less alkalized, a type of colour remover, basically a decolorizer, the same way that bleach decolorizes, the same way that permanent hair colour decolorizes hair. But anyway, so she's obviously going to do this first to try and start the process. It's not a bad idea, to be honest, but she might be just better off bleaching it twice with a stronger product and getting further down the line. But anyway, we'll see.
I don't see any change so far. I don't know if this is meant for this color, but like, I don't know. It says that it works, so I don't know, man. I just don't know, man. So, I'm back. As you can tell, it did not work how I wanted it to work. I'm kind of confused because I looked on YouTube, searched a whole bunch of videos.
I'm not actually familiar with that product that she's used on her hair as a colour remover. I can see that it hasn't done a lot, but it does look a little lighter than it was previously, so maybe it's just very gentle. So look, I mean, you know, it's hard for me to truly comment on what's happening here. One, it's not dry. Two, obviously the colour history has come into play here. And three, sometimes, a bit like the product that was recommended to me in the comment section called Colour Oops, and there's another one out there, Rusk I think it is, or another colour remover that's like a gel colour remover. If you don't follow the manufacturer's instructions to the T, neutralise the product, all that jazz, all of a sudden it sort of goes back to the colour it was. It starts to lift, it starts to look like it's doing something, and then it goes back to the colour it was previously. It kind of reoxidizes, which is obviously a nuisance, but you know, par for the course with some of these products. I avoid those products because they're very process intensive. That might be the case here. Let's see.
And then they had put like a color in that they didn't like orange or green, blue, whatever, and then it stripped it, and then they were back to blonde. But what about with dark brown hair? What are we supposed to do? Is it just me, or does it look lighter than it was before?
Okay, I can see it better now. She's like tiptoe. It has done something for sure. It's not big, high impact. It's obviously not as, you know, powerful as bleach, like I was saying previously, but it has lightened all of her hair indiscriminately, of whether it's her natural hair or the coloured hair. It has done something to all of it. So therefore it did work, and it did get the ball rolling, and sometimes getting the ball rolling first and then going in with a stronger product later is a good way of doing things. But in this particular instance, yeah, it has worked. So from what I said previously, it is probably just exactly as I thought it would be. It's some kind of alkaline gel solution, or it's an alkaline powder solution. She has mix two products together, so there is an alkaline and an acid generally when you do that. So, okay, cool. Let's see how she gets on with the rest of it.
Screw it. You only live once, bro.
Okay, so we can see now she's dried it that it is very orange. It's like a level 7/8 in some places, orange. So she's going in with this splat stuff. She's actually got a really long root to deal with as well now, which is going to make her life more difficult in getting it even. So I'll be interested to see how that turns out, because that long regrowth, the scalp gives off 36.6 degrees of heat on average. And then for that first centimetre, and then after that first centimetre, it just goes back to kind of room temperature. So there is this bit in the middle now where in between her root scalp area and her orange ends that is going to be tricky to lift. Very, very tricky to lift. Anyway, we'll see how she gets on with Splat, which is a product we can't actually get in the UK, but I've heard horror stories of putting Splat onto your hair and not being able to get it out and all that jazz. So let's just see how Splat Bleach behaves.
Oh my god, this is not working.
That product sounds incredibly runny. And P.S. sorry if you can hear the seagulls in the background, but it is incredibly hot here today. And so I have to have the window open, otherwise I'll be pouring in sweat. But the seagulls live on my roof, literally. Or they nest on my roof. Sorry about that. But that product looks incredibly runny. And when the product's really runny, that means there's a high level of peroxide, which means that the product is not going to have a lot of power.
I'm ready for anything. But maybe just not this. Ooh. That's strong. Oh god, don't touch my face. Don't touch my face. This towel keeps falling off and it sucks. Making sure I got over everything. Insulated.
Okay, so she's applied it all. She started on this right hand side and she worked her way back round to the opposite side. Nothing wrong with that. Depends on how long it took her to apply it, really. She's gone in with the old plastic bag, which is sometimes a good idea, but not always. It depends. She's not going to do anything to the root area, it seems. As I say, I haven't watched this all the way through. I actually haven't seen the result of this particular video. There's another video that I'm going to make. That I was the reason I'm making this video is I watched another video that she did, where she goes and colours her hair again, and she has coloured her roots, but she mentions that she didn't make that video. She didn't show her filling her roots in. So she's obviously only going to do the ends, and that makes perfect sense now. I was a little confused by what she said in that previous video that I had seen that started this Kim That Cat video journey. So anyway, we'll see how she's getting on with processing her hair. Now, I've seen the next, and she's actually says something that's really logical and really smart. So I'll tell you in a minute what she says. Well, you'll see.
So it's been about 10 minutes since I finished, but also it took me a while, so I never understood that. I mean, they tell you to start the timer from the time you finish your head, but what if it takes you a long time to do your head and you started one side before you started the other side? Wouldn't one side be lighter than the other side? Or more damaged? But okay, yeah. I'm following the timer, so we'll see.
She is exactly right. She's exactly right. And that is the problem with doing bleaching at home. You know, effectively you should apply it in 4 quadrants, you know, starting in the back so that you can rinse it off from the back. Yeah, leaving this side to process, dependent on how long it took her to apply, 20, 30 more minutes. This is getting lighter and lighter. This isn't lifting so well. You know, generally that is a problem. And yeah, it's one of those things that you do need to rinse it off and start the timer from when you finish that quadrant and rinse it off in the time frame that the manufacturer recommends. That is the manufacturer's guidelines. Lots of people don't necessarily agree with that, of course. Even hairdressers don't agree with that, but it is the manufacturer's guidelines, and that is how they'd like you to operate. Bearing in mind that application to do that is of this nature, you've got to be working, and this is the problem with not going to the salon and bleaching your hair, is that you just can't do it in this way without creating either more lightness on the side you started on first or more damage, as she said. So she's actually aced it. Let's see how she finishes up.
So it's been like 30 minutes. I'm about to take it off, and I'm nervous, and I don't know what to expect, and I hope that it doesn't look absolutely insane. Okay. I think it worked. I think I can see some areas where it didn't take as well, but I can always redo it in the future. Okay, well, I'm gonna wash it out and do a conditioning treatment on it, and I'll be back. And also, no, I don't have a toner.
Okay, it's very yellow. And when she was looking at it, yes, it was an uneven application throughout. You could see some areas, obviously, especially the root area. But actually, when it's dried, it looks okay. Obviously, it's very warm. And if you don't want your hair very warm, then this would not be suitable. But to be honest, her hair was coloured. It was very dark naturally. All of those different things were going on within her hair. And of course, that is going to cause issues, if you like, with the lifting process and how easy it is going to be to lift. But ultimately, actually, I know she probably thinks this is a terrible result, but effectively she's only kind of done 1.5 lifts on previously pre-coloured very dark hair, and so this is actually quite a good result in all fairness. I would expect this to be the result in the salon. I would probably just then be either bleaching it again or toning it on the level that it's at, which is about an 8, because you can see some orange, but you can see some yellow as well. If you wanted to neutralise or not see any warmth, you'd have to drop it down to a 7. You'd have to put a 7 over it and make it, substantially darker. But it would still be much lighter than when she started and a different tone. But if you wanted to kind of neutralise on level, you're going with a level 8 with an ash violet or a blue violet tone, and you would create a more neutral result. The other thing you could do is create mocha shade, which is a violet copper on a level 8. That would look really nice on her skin tone as well. So that's something to think about as well. But yeah, ultimately, she'll be disappointed with this because her expectations are through the roof. But actually, it's not that bad.
It's the next day, and I know what you're thinking.
Ma'am, you're an idiot. You should have never done this in the first place.
It's super yellow and definitely a bunch of different colors. We are going to use Paul Mitchell Purple Platinum Blonde shampoo and see if it works.
So ultimately, that purple shampoo is not going to take over the orange bits. It might do something to the lightest bits, the level 9 pieces, but the very, very orange pieces in her hair is not going to do anything to them. So that is going to be a no-go. So that's not going to work for her. She might get a little bit of neutralization. She needs a blue shampoo, but the blue shampoo will probably take too strong over the lightest bits, and they'll go very, very ashen, and then it'll make the warm look warmer. So to be honest, she'd be better off just leaving it as it is, getting a toner on the right level, level 8 as we said, and then just toning it and moving on from there.
So after I finished, I tried the shampoo and it definitely did not do anything, literally at all. I didn't tone it at this point. But as far as filming goes, I shampooed it and all that good stuff. I just didn't film it. It didn't make any difference at all. I'm gonna insert a TikTok and Snapchat that I recorded after the fact, after I had washed it out, and what it looked like and what color it was. But this is coming from future me because I didn't finish recording. Yeah, I know. Next week I'm dyeing my hair gray. So look out for that.
It's definitely got spots that are darker than the others, but I think if I maybe bleach it again, just certain spots, and tone it, it'll be good.
Picture him up, picture him up, picture him up, picture him up. Okay,
Okay, that was a irritating TikTok video. But as you can see, the purple shampoo did nothing. I knew it was going to do nothing straight away. It just really didn't have enough tone to be able to impact that level of orange. I'm going to make a part 2 where she then dyes it tries to dye it kind of silverish. I haven't seen that video all the way through, so I can't allude to what happens, but make sure you tune in for that in a few days' time. Until then, guys, look after yourself. I'll see you in the next one.